Hello. Normally I would not make a video about this because it's eBay, right? And with eBay, you pay your money, you take your chances. But I was trying to save the client some money, and I told the client, I think I found a good seller who can give you the RAM you need in the price range that you need it. They're located in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. See this? Mississauga, Canada. They say they're located in Canada. Trust me, I've checked their store. I've everything. They're saying that they are in Canada. They're located in Canada. They're called Canadian District. But sadly, I don't believe that is the case. And the reason I don't believe that is the case is because you notice the shipping, it says here 2 to 11 business days. Okay, well that's fair, I mean, considering it's free shipping in Canada, right? Yeah, okay, no problem. And I explained that to my client that we'd have to wait a little. And but we opted to go this way so that they could get the amount of RAM that they needed in their PC at a reasonable price. And it's an older PC, and it needs the 133 megahertz, right? And it needs the correct PC3 type of RAM, okay? But I really thought this was a good deal. Now, the reason I am making a video about this is because I've been blocked from leaving any feedback. These guys are frozen at 98 positive feedback because people can't leave negative feedback. They have been blocked. People have been blocked from leaving negative feedback on their store. I don't know what little third-party program they're using, but you cannot give these guys negative feedback. I've tried. You can't. I don't think you can give them positive feedback if you want. They're frozen at 98% positive feedback, so they look good, right? Top-rated seller. They've earned that status. But I'm telling you right now, it is the 19th of January, and I ordered this RAM on the 28th of December. And you can't track the tracking number they give you, the CPC tracking number. If you try to track, CPC will say, well, a label was generated, but we haven't received the package yet. Well, why not? I mean, the label was generated in Canada. It's being advertised as shipped. So where's it shipping from? Obviously not from Canada. It's being shipped from where? Hong Kong, probably. China, maybe, right? But one thing for sure, it's not being shipped in Canada because they're not in Canada, okay? Wherever the, wherever the location for this is, it's not in Canada, all right? This RAM is not located in Canada, all right? I just want to make that clear. And that's another thing. Look at the price, $63.50. They changed it. See, the listing below has been updated by the seller, but you can see the item you purchased. Now, here's the item I purchased, okay? That's a whole lot more reasonable price, right? Okay? Same stats, 2 times 4 gigabytes, DDR3, 133 megahertz, right? The same 10,600 non-ECC unbuffered memory, right? I know what I'm looking for. I know what I need. Notice, item location, Mississauga, Canada. Item location. I highly doubt that the item location is in Mississauga, Canada. I think it is in some place in Hong Kong or China, but I don't think it is in Mississauga, Canada. So that is false advertising right there. The item location. No way. It doesn't take 24 days for that kind of RAM to be, no, it doesn't take that long. No, what's going on here, people, is it got lost in the mail someplace, I'm pretty sure, because I've tried to track it and it can't be tracked. And they're pulling a shindig here. You know, they're pulling a hoodwink. All right, saying that the item is located in Canada. It isn't. It isn't. All right, and so I'm trying to say, buyer beware. These guys are not in Canada. These guys are not in Canada. All right, and the items are not in Canada. And when you read the feedback, you can find out that, you know, people were complaining, and then all of a sudden it stops, and then nobody can add any more. I know, I've been watching them for a while now. Nobody can add any more comments. The feedback has been blocked. They're remaining at a top-rated seller, so they got some kind of deal going on here with eBay, maybe, you know, because they're frozen at that 98% positive feedback. They're saying they're in Canada, but yet if you check the shipping, you can tell that someone is shipping, you know, it's from a different source, being shipped to the post office, because the post office is saying, we haven't received the item yet. Well then, if they're already saying it's shipped, and we're going to say that, we're going to assume they're being forthright when they say they shipped the item. They have shipped it, right? Who shipped it? Who, you know, what company is handling the shipping? Obviously not CPC, if CPC is saying, we didn't get the item yet. So it's being shipped from somewhere else. So they're, you know, outsourcing, right? Okay, well, if they're outsourcing, then the item is not located in Canada. They're lying. They're flat out lying. And they're a top-rated seller, and they're lying. And you can't even leave feedback. This is the sort of shady practices that go on eBay, people. You know, this is only one of them. I've caught about 6 or so different, well, actually I've seen a whole lot more, but I reported half a dozen scams here, flat out scams, all right? You know, where that yeah, I kind of engaged in just to get them to come forward and say, you know, to see, I didn't really think for sure that they were authentic, but I wanted to get them to come forward. And every time I tried to get them to come forward, they ran. They closed their accounts, they hightailed it. And I'm just saying, buyer beware, because eBay is really dicey. And, you know, I think eBay should somehow raise their standard a little bit, especially on things like this. Top-rated seller, and you can't even leave feedback? You know, eBay should check into that. When they're blocking people from leaving feedback, right? Because they want to keep their rating. Pardon me, I'm just having a sip of coffee here. That's not really forthright. And I just want to let you know that there are some forthright companies on eBay. And I got a business card from a fellow here. I'll just hold this up for you. I don't know if you can read that. TechNet. Look this guy up. Okay? Notice it's on a static sensitive packaging material, his business card. Okay? All right. He is a Canadian based person. I received my RAM within not even 48 hours from ordering it from him. Okay? And, you know, very forthright, he answered all my questions. He even gave me some tips on selling on eBay. He is very technical. He gives you all the answers, all the good, nothing shady about him at all. You know, he's very, very straightforward on all his answers, and he goes the extra mile, is what I'm trying to explain. He is, you know, the classic. If anybody deserves this top-rated seller status, it's him. Okay, but he is in Canada, and I'm just, you know, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I don't want you to think that eBay is nothing but a bunch of scammers, because they're not. Okay, we dickered on a price for a while on something, and he gave me a fair price when I realized, oh, this is matched RAM. Well, no wonder, he wants that price. This is matched RAM. It's a kit, right? So I bought that RAM from him. And I'm just saying, there are some decent sellers on eBay. I don't want you to think they're all bad. But be very careful. Be very careful. Just because they say, oh, we're in Canada, or, we're here, or we're there, don't believe it. Check it out. In fact, if they're actually trying to celebrate, they're trying to be really big about the location where they're at, that's already a reason to be suspicious. Because that, means that they want you to believe they're someplace. Why do they want you to believe that? Okay? And see, what this fellow has done is he has targeted Canadians. All right? Canadian District, he calls his store. He's targeted Canadians. And he's made a lot of sales. But he wants to keep his positive feedback. But he's losing it because his shipping is not good. Okay, maybe he lost a shipper, I don't know what. But you can't leave feedback with him. And if you can't, see, I could leave feedback with TechNet. Okay, TechNet. If you're looking for computer components or something like that, check this guy out on eBay. His prices are very reasonable. Okay, they're not astronomically low because he doesn't sell junk. Okay, he sells very good stuff. And no, I'm not him. I bought from him. And I actually asked him for some advice on selling on eBay because I'd like to try it at least. And he gave me some straightforward, he shot straight from the hip. He didn't, butter me over or anything. He said, okay, look, you might want to think about changing this in your presentation and be aware of this. He doesn't even have to do this. In a way, I'm kind of like competition, but he treated me like a human being. And so, that's the kind of, service you want from a seller on eBay. So I'm just trying to say they're not all crooks, but this Canadian District guy, as far as I'm concerned, this guy shouldn't even be allowed to be selling anything on eBay. And I just want to point out his site to you and his name, even though he's a top-rated seller. Okay, he's a top-rated seller because he's blocked all the negative comments, so you can't even leave a negative comment on his site, all right? So that's how he got his top-rated seller sticker. And, I have to wait until the 22nd. And I'm like, what's up with that? If they're advertising, you can see it right here, 2 to 11 business days, right? If they are advertising that for their shipping, and I've waited already twice as long, okay, in just raw days, right? Because, you could allow for 2 weekends, maybe on 11 business days, right? Because that's not even 2 weeks. But, we give them the 4 days, right? We tack the 4 onto the 11th, so that it's expected to be shipped on the 15th, and that's what it said, on the 15th, the latest maximum time. Well, it's January 19th, and I ordered it on December the 28th, okay? So it's kind of pushing more towards around 24 days I've been waiting, and there's still nothing. Listen. And then you read the comments, and then you realize that's where they stopped it. That's where they shut them down. That's where you're not allowed to leave any more comments, because people are complaining, hey, where's my product? And the guy isn't even getting back to me. That's the other thing. I'm not the only person who's made this statement. He's not answering his customers. He's not saying, we're very sorry, but there's been some kind of mishap, or the postal strike, or whatever excuse. But he's not even answering. He's not even trying to console his customer. He doesn't care. All he wants is your money. And then look at that. You know, look at the price difference already. Look at the price difference from that to this. See? And he can't change his price on me. All right? That's not legal. You see how it says December 28th? That's when I ordered it, 2018. Folks, it is now January the 19th. All right? I'm still waiting for my RAM. My client is still waiting for their RAM. All right? This kind of nonsense should not go on eBay. And it does. And not just a little bit, but a lot. It happens a lot. But, you know, hey, listen, if you order from Hong Kong, you know, listen, buyer beware. If you order from Hong Kong, you know, you take your chances. You should know it's going to take maybe a month or so before you're ever going to see the item you ordered, all right? You order from China, well, you know, I mean, it might take 50 days before you see your product. You may never see your product, all right? That's the gamble you take when you order from Asia, all right? And I'm not trying to be, you know, racist or anything. I'm just saying this is what comes of ordering overseas, all right? But usually with Asia, that's how long it takes, you know. I'm sure if you're ordering from Europe or someplace like that, it probably will be likely to come to you sooner. But, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, maybe I'm mistaken. But I like this guy's little approach. Or actually, no, I don't. Because, you see, I wasn't ordering from China, right? Item location, Mississauga, Ontario. Look. If I click on the order details, it says that the item is the item location is in Mississauga, Canada. That's Ontario, people. And it doesn't take 24 days for RAM to leave Ontario. Oh, and have to check through customs? Why would it have to check through customs? Anyway, you know, and get to me. So this is a lie. And eBay has him ranked as a top-rated seller, and he's scamming. He's scamming. So I just, you know, since I could not leave negative feedback, I'm going to leave YouTube feedback. And we'll take it from there. And then maybe later I might be able to put a link or something, you know, on my eBay page to educate customers. Because Canadian District is not in the Canadian District. Canadian District is sitting somewhere in Hong Kong. So there you go. Enjoy the video. Buyer beware.